Okay, guys, sometimes you're going to show up at a house and the client's not going to be there. Why? Because they're dumb. And that's unfortunate. The reality is they scheduled the appointment, they gave us their name, the time, the address. They probably even already paid, but they forgot because they're unorganized. And that's their problem. We have a refund policy in place to make sure that you are still compensated if you make it all the way out there and they're not there because they missed their appointment. Typically we'll reschedule it with them, and that kind of sucks. We'll pay you a little extra money as long as we got it rescheduled and we're good to go. But there is a stipulation to that. If it is hard for us to prove you were out there, we're kind of screwed. So that's why we have these guys, little absent notepads. We sell them, they're insanely inexpensive. If you don't want to buy them from us, that's fine. We buy them from somewhere, we don't have them made, they're not expensive. I'm gonna put it close to the camera just so you can see kind of what it says. Can you see it, Zach? Cool. For, from, time, date, phone, urgent. Great. So what I would put here is for, let's put the client's name. I'll put absent dum-dum. This is a made-up one. Obviously put the client's real name and don't insult them. But generally speaking, screw them. They're not here. So put their real name there. From your name. My name is John. I'll put John Carta, and I'll put the company name, AAMD. Time. Put the time you arrived there. Make sure you were on time. If they have like cameras all over their house, like this house does, don't lie about the time because they could check you. That should be obvious, but some people do it. And you showed up 2 hours late to an appointment, and that's why the client isn't there. That's on you, obviously. If the appointment's at 9 a.m., you have from 9 to 10 to get there. If you showed up at 9:30 and the client's not there, that's on them. So if you're outside your hour window, that's on you. If you're inside it, that's on them. So let's say this appointment is for 9, and I'll put 9:05. That's when I showed up. Today is November 10th. So I'll put November 10th, 2021. Phone number. Write your phone number in there. Naturally, ideally, put the office's phone number in there. You really don't want to be giving them your phone number. Let us deal with it. You're not going to know when to reschedule it. You're not going to know what's coming up. It's just let us do it. We have a dedicated scheduling team that is ready to do that for you. Put the company phone number right there. Or just don't put a phone number if you don't want to. We're going to call them anyhow. You don't need to write urgent, but I would leave them a note. Just say, hey, I arrived at your house for your detail appointment at 9:05. I waited for, you have to wait like 30-40 minutes for them. We always make you do that. Maybe they're running 10-15 minutes late and you just can't get a hold of them. Maybe they were at the grocery store, it ran a little late. Maybe they had a doctor's appointment at 8 a.m. and they had to sit there for a while, but they're on their way back and they're not answering the phone because they just don't do that when they drive. So do not show up and put a note in their door and run away really quickly. That doesn't work. Show up, knock, knock, knock. Client's not answering the door. There's no cars in the driveway. Call the office. The office will call them a few times. We'll get back on the phone. They're like, hey, we're not going to get a hold of them. The protocol is wait 30-40 minutes. If your appointment is from 9 to 10, ideally wait all the way till 10. Wait a little past then if you can. You make more money if you get to do the work. You're already out here. I get that it's frustrating, but like try to hang around and let's give the client a chance to show up. A lot of the time they will. I know it might feel like they don't, but like on our end, where we have all the statistics of how all these jobs go, I promise you, a lot of the time they're just running late. Eventually we get a hold of them, and then the detailer is on their way home. They left the house 10 minutes ago, and they're very frustrated, so they don't want to turn around. The client showed up, again, say the appointment's at 9, detailer showed up at 9:05, waited 15-20 minutes, left at 9:30, and the client got back home at 9:40, and the detailer's like, I'm not going. That doesn't work. You can't do that. It's like the client was there within the hour window, you were there within the hour window. It's a little irritating, but that same detailer the next day is 30 minutes past their hour window and they're wondering why the client's upset. So don't be hypocritical about it. Like we're all human. Sometimes things are gonna get messed up. People have trouble being on time. That's just a human thing. So just kind of deal with it, be a little more tolerant. That said, these are for the situation where you showed up on time, and the client wasn't there. You waited the appropriate amount of time. You called the office. You waited for the office to try to call them. You hung around, and the client or the office said, "Go ahead and leave. You've been waiting too long. Leave a note." The office may not remind you to leave the note, But if you're smart and you want to get paid for being there, leave a note. Take a picture of the note on the door. So what that looks like is, here's my note. On a door like this, I probably wouldn't stick it to this because it might not stay. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. If this is unlocked, because usually these cage doors are, I'll open the door and I'll put it right here where it can't possibly be missed. Now, for this person's privacy, we're not going to put the address here in the video, but what I would do, because the address is right here, I would back up 5 or 6 feet and I would take a picture with the note and the address in it and attach it to the appointment. That way, if the client calls and goes, they were never there, I have cameras, I can prove they weren't there, we can go, here's the picture, here's the note, here's the address, they were there. That's your front door, is it not? And they'll go, and then they can't argue with us, and then you still get paid. Because if they demand a full refund and you failed to do this for us, we don't really have a leg to stand on. If you do this, you're good, you're getting paid. You did this, and you called the office, and you waited, and you communicated properly, we can get the client to be reasonable. If you don't do this, you're kind of screwed. This is like $5. There's like 100 sheets in here. I think there's actually 50 sheets in there. But this might happen to you once every couple weeks. So this thing will last you like a year, and it'll pay for itself 10 times over the first time you use it. So make sure you have one of these. Ignore this frilly pen. This is the only pen I could find. Anyhow, that's really it. This is for you guys. So like, this is for you guys, this is for us. It's just a professional item that we can do to make sure you guys are getting paid when the client screws up. Again, to reiterate, I know I've already said it a lot of times, but I really don't want to get in an argument with a detailer or have a detailer arguing with detailer support about it. The way this works is you knock on the door, the client isn't answering. You are on time. You call the office tries to get a hold of the client. The office fails to get a hold of the client. You wait the amount of time the office tells you to wait, 30, 40 minutes usually. You've waited. That's unfortunate. Maybe go grab a bite to eat really quick. You run like a fast food restaurant nearby or a gas station or whatever. You don't necessarily have to wait in their driveway. But don't go far, because if that client calls back 10 minutes later and goes, hey, I'm here, where the hell is my detailer? You need to be able to get back there very quickly. But don't just head home. You know, it's like this only gets left on the door after we've decided, hey, you've been waiting long enough, go ahead and go home. But write it, be polite. Don't write absent dum-dum on it like I did. Put the client's name. Don't put your phone number, put the office's phone number. That's important. Do not put your phone number, put the office's phone number. Please, you're not supposed to be exchanging personal information with the client. That's in your contract. Please abide by it. And then back up a few feet, take a picture of this with the address, and then it's irrefutable. And we just say, no, our guy was there. That's on you. And then we will contend with the client and try to get everybody paid accordingly. But that's really it.